it's Kiera and I'm back. Welcome to the Zen Elephant, where we talk about all things Zen. So today I'm really excited because I get to share with you guys some of my favorite herbs that I use for anxiety. And these are also my top 4 favorite herbs for the nervous system, like ever. So I'm very excited to share these herbs with you. Now, don't forget, if you like the content in this video, make sure that you subscribe and like this video. I really appreciate you guys. Now let's get into the video. So a few years ago, I was going through my own process of extreme anxiety. Like, I'm talking about walking down the street with my head down, feeling like people were staring at me, and just feeling very overwhelmed when I'm in crowds. So eventually what ended up happening was that I talked to my psychologist about it, and she ended up prescribing me these pills. And you can't really ask me what they were because I don't remember. It's been a few years. But I remember that they did work for a few days, and then the problem occurred when I decided to get off of them. So when I decided to get off of these pills, I just completely stopped. It's only a few days anyway, so I figured, what the hell? And it actually made me 10 times more anxious. Had to cut it off. It was insane. So I decided that I needed to do something more natural, something that did not have any adverse side effects. And so I started to look into herbs, and it worked even better than the pills. Okay, so I still use these herbs even when I'm just wanting to relax. I really don't have anxiety like that anymore. So what I decided to do is take 4 herbs that really helped me with my anxiety, and these same 4 herbs that I'm going to share with you guys are literally my top 4 favorite herbs for the nervous system that are phenomenal. So let's get into that. Okay, so the first herb that I'm going to share with you guys is valerian root. Now, I got this herb in a capsule because this was the first thing that really came up when I started to research certain herbs for anxiety. And let me tell you guys, that smell is something that you will never forget. It is a very extremely pungent and bitter smell too. It's very strong, kind of strong. It's kind of punch you in the face. Long story short, the valerian root worked amazingly. It literally worked within the first day of me using it, and that's just me. So I know if you're suffering from anxiety and you decide to use valerian root, it will work fairly quickly. When I first started it, I took about 2 capsules per day. I took one in the morning, and then somewhere about midday I would take another one. And I didn't really take any at night because I saved my nighttime for tea time. So I'll share the herbs with you that I used in my tea before I went to sleep that night. So with the valerian root, it really calmed my nerves, but it didn't sedate me. So valerian is considered as a sedative, a relaxant, and all of that other good stuff. So if you took a very large amount of valerian root, it probably would make you pretty tired. So I wouldn't take that much of it. I honestly felt very neutral. Like I could get through my day and just a very relaxed state, not worrying about people staring at me, not worrying about being in large crowds because it really didn't affect me too much. I was just very neutral. So some quick nutritional facts about valerian root is actually very rich in vitamin B and C, as well as potassium, magnesium, and iron. So it's very good in nutritional value as well. Moving on. My next favorite herb for anxiety is definitely chamomile or chamomile. Potato. Chamomile, because it's very relaxing, and I know it's a more common herb, so I know that you've heard of chamomile. It's very, very good for anxiety, good for relaxation and stress and headaches, and actually pretty good for your digestive system too. But we'll talk about that in another video. So even though chamomile is considered to be a bitter, I actually find it very sweet, and I just love the aroma of it. So if I'm not drinking it in a tea, I would definitely put some chamomile oil into my diffuser just to smell it, because it smells so good and it's super relaxing. As for chamomile's nutritional value, it does contain magnesium and vitamin C. Moving on. Up next is an extremely popular herb. A lot of people use it on a daily basis. It is lavender. It holds like the #1 spot for a relaxation herb, and it is amazing. It really helped with my anxiety a lot, and just stress in general. Like sometimes I even put it in my bath water, just a little sprinkle, you know, of lavender. So it helps with that too. Everyone obviously knows that lavender tastes just as well as it smells. It smells amazing. I also use that in my diffuser too. And as for lavender's nutritional value, it does contain vitamins A and C, as well as iron. Moving on. The last herb that I'm going to share with you guys is my absolute favorite, and it is called Lemon Balm. It is my favorite herb to use. I use it all the time. It is one of my favorite herbs to drink in a tea, whether it's by itself or in a specific blend of tea. It mixes very well. You can really never go wrong with lemon balm, in my opinion. It works amazingly for stress and anxiety and depression, and I really like the taste of it too. So it has a minty taste, but I also find that, and this is just me personally, I also find that it has a citrus undertone, which makes it beautiful to pair with hibiscus. And I also paired it with spearmint, you know, because it is part of the mint family, technically. It tastes really, really good. Very sweet, amazing. Amazing as a really cold tea as well as a warm one. So you should try that out. I will be doing videos on individual herbs and covering what properties each individual herb has on the different body systems. So that's coming up later on. But back to talking about anxiety. But as far as nutritional value for this herb also contains vitamins B and C. All of these herbs that I just shared with you, they have made my life so much more peaceful. I honestly don't deal with anxiety that much anymore, like how I did a few years ago, but these were the key herbs that really helped me through that. And I also do yoga and meditation, so I like to keep my body moving, and those two things by themselves are very peaceful to do. So when you pair them with an herbal remedy that you're using throughout the day, you're really gonna be good. What would also help as well is if you made about 3 cups of tea of a blend of the chamomile, potato, lavender, and the lemon balm, and kind of drink it throughout the day. And you'll find that your days are pretty smooth, especially if you are not a fan of the Valerian, because sometimes even though it's in a capsule, it's very, very strong, and some people are very sensitive when it comes to smell. So that's pretty much up to you and what you decide and what works for you. So the goal always is to not suppress the symptoms of any ailment. You actually want to eliminate that entirely. So by coming up with that plan, so you're using the herbs internally, you're using the herbs externally in a diffuser, you're drinking your tea throughout the day, you're practicing yoga or meditation. That's what the ultimate goal of anxiety. I feel like the goal to achieve peace, and so where you're not kind of just looking over your shoulder or just feeling very overwhelmed, because that was my thing. I felt extremely overwhelmed. So I will put the link to the Valerian capsules below in the description box. So I'll have that for you, as well as a recipe for the chamomile, whatever, lavender and lemon balm tea that I personally use. So I will give you my recipe. It tastes really good, and I know that you'll enjoy it. And that is all for today's episode. So just stay tuned for the next video. Hope that you guys have an amazing day. I love you guys, and thank you for supporting.